Good afternoon and welcome to GrainTV. It's August 6th, 2013. To my left is Logan Burgess and I'm Brock Shimbino. We had a mixed trade in Chicago today. Let's turn over the fire tip trading software to see where we ended. Old crop corn was up 3 cents. New crop was down 1.25 cents. Old crop soybeans down 14 cents. New crop down 16. Wheat in Chicago up 5.5 cents and Kansas City was up 6.5 cents. You know, yesterday, Logan, we did see most of the grains in the red. We did see the new crop soybean contract slightly positive, but today it really reversed course and headed quite a bit further south.
Yeah, you know, we really weren't able to find support in today's action, even though we did have a small export sale reported this morning by the Foreign Ag Service. Take a look here at a daily candlestick chart of this November 13 soybean contract. You can see it sold off quite dramatically here in the last several sessions, and we've broken some key levels of technical support that we have highlighted here by these yellow lines. Looking at the price action, it really seems like, in my opinion, the next stop for this contract is going to be $11.50. We saw some chart action back in about May of 2012 around that area of $11.50. And one more thing that could be coming into this market is some expectations for the USDA to cut their production figures for soybeans in the upcoming August USDA WASDE report. That's going to be out next Monday. And take a look here at a poll of analysts conducted by Reuters. Here, the middle column is what the USDA reported in July for 2013-14 production, and here in the right column is what the market is expecting out of Monday's report. As you can see here, the bottom two rows are soybeans. The trade's expecting a cut in yield, and accordingly, then a cut in production out of that report there on Monday. Very different story from what they're looking at for corn. As you can see, the market is expecting the USDA to actually raise yield and production for the corn crop. Really not surprising looking at corn here, just based on what we've seen over the last month in terms of crop development. But certainly it does appear that some people are concerned about the production out of the soybean crop to a degree. And we had some private analysts come out earlier this week that kind of confirmed that, Brock. So I guess looking at that, we may see a little bit of a position evening coming in to Monday's report. We have had a dramatic sell-off. Some people might be closing out shorts and therefore be buyers in this market.
You know, that's kind of what's going to happen, what we're expecting for the U.S. production. Also on next Monday, we do get the global ending stocks. Yeah. It's kind of a similar story there. Global ending stocks for corn looks like we're going to be moving up just a little bit higher. Soybeans moving just a little bit lower, and wheat moving just a little bit lower as well. So we could catch a little bit of a bid if we see the ending stocks come in quite a bit lower for soybeans. Yeah. You know, this soybean market has come a long ways, and technically we're looking oversold right now on the RSI indicator. Same with the corn market, actually. So we could catch a little bit of a bid as we head into that report on Monday next week. You know, speaking of how the crop is looking, yesterday we did get the crop condition ratings. We saw soybeans increase 1% on the good to excellent ratings. We saw corn increase 1% on the good to excellent ratings, and that was really backed up today by what Planalytics released with their most recent greenness map. If we take a look at the early August greenness here provided by Planalytics, you can see there is substantial greenness across much of the Midwest, especially in those key growing states of Indiana, Illinois, and Iowa, even up into Minnesota and some of the eastern parts of South Dakota and Nebraska have substantial greenness right now. But let's take a look at one area of concern here. If we compare this to where we were last year at the same time, you can see most of the areas around the Midwest, we are quite a bit better off on the greenness, but that area of northern Iowa, southern Minnesota, that is still pretty far behind on the greenness. You know, it's kind of an area of concern. We know there was a lot of preventative plant acres in that area, and that's really should be a breadbasket for production totals there. So we could be seeing a little bit of a hit taken out of the total production from those areas in northern Iowa and southern Minnesota.
Yeah, certainly. You know, with this data from Planalytics, we also got some soil moisture data. Take a look here at this map. As you can see here, we're looking at soil moisture capacity. Things are still looking pretty darn good there across much of the grain belt. As you kind of highlighted, though, Brock, out there in western Iowa certainly indicates that they could use some precipitation here, but the vast majority of the Corn Belt is looking pretty good, really as the result of some pretty substantial rain events that we've seen here over the last several weeks. One area in particular here to note is down there in southern Illinois, where we see the soil moisture capacity pretty darn good for this time of year at 77%. Certainly, I think that was reflected in yesterday's crop conditions report. We saw the USDA raise the soybean good to excellent condition there 3%, and that really is one state in particular right now that's looking exceptionally good there right now for this time of the year.
If you have any questions about what we talked about today, get a hold of us at 877-472-4607. Make sure you follow us on Twitter at GrainTV is where you can find us there. We'll be tweeting any of the news events that come across the newswires, or check us out on Facebook.
Have a good one.